Manchester United need to sack Eric Ten Hag today. That performance in the last 10 minutes against Chelsea was absolutely horrendous and a massive bottle job. A humongous bottle job. 2 minutes from victory, they give away a penalty and then concede a goal in the 101st minute. It's absolutely insane how bad Man United are right now. Chelsea are in the trenches and are 5 points away from Manchester United with a game in hand. Like, everyone's cussing Chelsea left, right and centre. Chelsea are dead food. Man United are worse. They are worse. They've just broken a record. Listen to this. Man United concede 500 shots in a Premier League campaign for the first time in over a decade under Eric Ten Hag. They are honestly so bad. The football they play, don't get me wrong, the game against Chelsea, they played some nice bits, genuinely. Garnacho had a good game. Fernandes had a good game. Anthony's pass into Garnacho was absolutely exquisite. The weight of the pass, Garnacho's movement. I thought Garnacho was probably their best player, to be honest. But honestly, man, how you conceded 4 goals to a Chelsea team? And listen to this, it gets worse for Man United. They've got a minus goal difference after 30 games. Chelsea have got a positive goal difference. Hell, Brighton have got a positive goal difference. They are honestly, like, I can't think of positive things from that performance against Chelsea, but it's more than that. If Man United don't get in Europe this season, they've got a massive summer ahead. New ownership. Is Eric Ten Hag going to be there? The fan base is divided. Do we keep him? Do we let him go? Does he need to buy more of his own players? In my opinion, Eric Ten Hag's talent ID when it comes to signing players is dead. Let's be honest, most of them have flopped. Martinez is probably the shining light out of their players. Casemiro's legs are gone. We saw that tonight in their game against Chelsea. We saw that he's nowhere near the level. But when you got a back four of Dalot, Raffle, Varane, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka, you got 3 of the back 4 are very, very, I guess you could say, good defensively. Harry Maguire's a bit wobbly, but come on now. Like, I didn't agree with his substitutions either, taking off Rasmus Højlund that early. And you look at Man United's games they've got coming up. They've got Liverpool at the weekend. And I'll be honest, I think Liverpool go and score 2 or 3 goals at Old Trafford. And the only thing they've got to play for is the FA Cup. And yes, they're probably going to beat Coventry and make the final. But they've got either Chelsea or Manchester City. And the way that Chelsea carved through them tonight, don't get me wrong, Man United carved through Chelsea as well. It was a very open game from a neutral perspective. But this is more than that. Eric Ten Hag this season has lost 12 Premier League games. They've lost more games than West Ham. And West Ham are a toilet. There's no consistency with Man United. It's up, down, up, down, up, down. Left, right, top, middle, bottom. There's no straight line. It looks like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Don't get me wrong, Ten Hag's reign hasn't been all bad. They've won a trophy. They got to an FA Cup final last year. The likelihood is they will get to an FA Cup final this year. But his man management, I mean, so many things have gone wrong under his reign at Man United. The Rashford stuff, the Sancho stuff as well. He ended up leaving to Dortmund and going reigniting his career. But I don't see light at the end of the tunnel for Manchester United. I don't see how they get out of this rut unless he goes. There's a talented squad of players there. You got the likes of Martinez. You got the likes of Bruno Fernandes. You know, you've got Onana's not been too bad this season either. I know he had a wobble at the beginning, but I think he's got the most, or one of the most, clean sheets in Premier League goalkeepers out there. But it's just not fluid, natural football. It's insane how you can have that many talented players in a squad. Don't get me wrong, it's not a brilliant squad, but tonight just completely disrupts their top 4 hopes. You know, Tottenham are now on 57 points and Villa on 59. Man United are on 48. And when you look at the Premier League table, they're 3 points above West Ham. They're 4 points above Newcastle. And they're only 5 points above Chelsea. And like I said, if Chelsea win that game in hand, which is against Spurs, and they always seem to turn up against us for some reason, whatever that may be, but they'll be 2 points or 3 points off of Chelsea. Now, no one holds the same energy when you look at Chelsea. Everyone's cussing them left, right, and centre, including myself, because I can't stand them. And they are having an absolutely horrendous season by no stretch of the imagination. But Man United have been absolutely woeful in the last 5 or 6 games. Like, they have been absolutely woeful. The only saving grace they've had recently is they managed to beat Liverpool in the FA Cup. But they drew against Brentford, bottled the lead there, went 1-0 up in the 96th minute, then conceded a goal 2 minutes later. There's no mentality in these Man United players. There's no mentality in Erik Ten Hag. You know, got slapped 3-1 by Manchester City a few weeks ago, lost to Fulham 2-1. Like, all their games seem to be on a knife edge. It's either a last-minute winner or a last-minute dagger against them. There's no leaders on the pitch. Casemiro's legs are absolutely gone. I don't want to hear any more best DM in the world, better than this player, better than that player. The guy is finished. Absolutely finished. You know, and Anthony's got one Premier League goal this season. Rasmus Højlund's been a bit of a saving grace for them. You know, waiting on a miracle, couldn't score for the first 8 or 9 games, then bags a few in quick succession. But it's been a horrendous campaign for Man United. And if they don't make Europe, which is a strong possibility, when you look at, they've still got to play Liverpool. They've got a tough game against Arsenal at the end of the season. Still got to play Newcastle, Brighton. Like, it's a tough run for Man United. And the fan base is divided. Some of the fans are coming out telling me, Henry, we got to give him time next summer. You know, with his players under a new ownership, new regime. But if I was a Man United fan, I'd be going berserk. Everyone has got to be singing from the same hymn sheet. Whether that's the owner, all the way down to the academy. In between the first team, the players, the scouting network, the coaches, all singing from the same hymn sheet. If you look at La Masia at Barcelona, or you look at Ajax or Manchester City, all the teams play the same football from the academy to the first team. And every now and then you get a gem come through like Kobbie Mainoo. But Kobbie Mainoo should not be starting week in, week out for Manchester United at the age of 18 or 19. Like, he should be developed in and nurtured around world-class players, which is what Manchester City did with Rico Lewis, Oscar Bob, Phil Foden, and now Cole Palmer, who just spanked you 4-3 and scores a hat-trick at the death. Like, this is more than just a bad result against Chelsea. They've got a negative goal difference, right? They've conceded 500 shots for the first time in over a decade, right? They've conceded 44 goals in the Premier League, and they've only scored 43. Chelsea have scored 10 more goals, and they are down in 10. As I said, hold the same energy for when you cuss Chelsea as you cuss Man United, because they are so bad, it is unreal. Like, Erik Ten Hag is finished. Max Branning is finished. Not good enough, not at the level. Man United are the biggest club in the country. 13 Premier League titles, on the longest wait for a Premier League title since the league began. God knows how many years without a Champions League. You know, 5 or 6 years without a European trophy. Man United need to get back on track, and that starts with sacking Erik Ten Hag. Not good enough. Not even as a neutral fan. They're just boring to watch. There's no natural patterns of play. It's all so passive and defensive. It's just not where you want to... Like, if Man United are playing, you just think... It's only because they were playing Chelsea tonight and you think it's a big game. 2 of the big boys playing each other. And it was a 7-goal thriller. Had VAR moments, penalties, absolutely everything. Last-minute goals. But it's Man United. They're supposed to be the juggernauts of English football. They're the first team to win the treble. Now Man United have taken that. They were the first team to win 3 Premier Leagues in a row. Now City have done that. It's like Man United are always talking about the past. And all they used to do was cuss Liverpool when Liverpool did that. But now you're doing that, Man United. Like, when you got the fact that Ange, under his first year, is 9 points clear of Man United already, right, with 8 games to go. That Champions League position's over. And Tottenham are in their first year under a new manager, new regime, new everything, new style of football. You're on your second, coming up to your 3rd season under Erik Ten Hag, and you look just as bad as you did a year ago. The only saving grace was you won a trophy. But you're not winning the FA Cup. You're probably not going to get in the Europa League because you've got teams like West Ham, Newcastle, Brighton and Chelsea breathing down your necks. So what have Man United got to celebrate, got to cheer about? If I was a United fan, I'd want to just get into the summer, see who comes through the door, see who goes out the door, and hopefully just try to change something, because right now, they are absolutely finito. Like, I can't think of one good, other than Garnacho right now and Højlund. Like, you got players like Scott McTominay starting week in, week out. It's just not looking good, is it? Look, let me know your thoughts down below. Should they sack Erik Ten Hag? Yes or no? And where will Man United finish? I'll see you all soon. Thank you all for watching.